Class 12. Unit 10. Training in Sports. By Mr. MANPRET Singh. Content. Concept of talent identification and talent development in sports. Introduction to sports training cycle, micro, meso, macro cycle. Types and method to develop strength, endurance, and speed. Types and method to develop flexibility and coordinative ability. Concept of talent identification and talent development in sports. Times talent can be defined as adequate aptitude or ability in one direction, above the normal average. Thus, someone who has talent can do something without trying hard. Times talent identification can also be defined as the process by which children are encouraged to participate in the sport they are most likely to succeed, based on selected parameters. These parameters are designed to predict performance capacity, considering the child's current level of fitness and maturity. Talent identification and development is classified. 1. Talent detection. This is the discovery of potential performers who are not currently involved in the sport in question. 2. Talent identification. Recognizing participants with the potential at an earlier age to become elite performers in the future. 3. Talent development. Provides athletes with a suitable learning environment to accelerate or realize their potential. 4. Talent selection. The ongoing process of identifying individuals at various stages of development who demonstrate prerequisite performance levels. 5. Talent transfer. Focuses on transfer from one sport to another sport where there are more significant opportunities to succeed. Components of talent identification. Physiological attributes, physical attributes, psychological attributes, technical tactical attributes, heredity characteristics performing the basics characteristics performance and competitions fitness test. Introduction to sports training cycle, micro, meso, macro cycle. Times microcycle. The duration of this cycle is 3 to 10 days and is thus considered the shortest cycle of training. In the case of an intermediate and high-performance sports person, this cycle lasts 5 to 10 days. The last day of the microcycle provides active recovery and relaxation to the sports person to prepare him for training in the next microcycle. Mesocycle. Times mesocycle. The duration of this training cycle is 3 to 6 weeks and is thus times termed a cycle of medium duration. The purpose of this cycle is to tackle time-specific training tasks. These tasks are times learning and acquiring mastery of skills times maintenance and stabilization of performance times development of physical and motor fitness components times preparation for a specific competition times attainment of optimal level of performance times preparation for the next mesocycle by providing recovery and relaxation. Times a mesocycle of 4 weeks is considered the best because this is the minimum times period within which significant change is affected in the physiological and psychological factors. Times the last week of the training mesocycle is considered a transitional phase that ensures recovery and relaxation. Macro cycle. Times the duration of this cycle is 3 to 12 months. Times considered the most extended cycle of training. Times the purpose of the macrocycle is to enable the sports person to improve the performance capacity to put up an optimal performance at a specific time during the competition. Times a macrocycle comprises several mesocycles. Times the last mesocycle ensures recovery and realization for a smooth transition to the following macrocycle. Physical fitness. It is an ability of an individual. Times to carry out daily tasks without undue fatigue. Sufficient energy to be spared for leisure time activities. And have some energy for emergency. Sports training. Sports training is the process of systematic preparation of an athlete player times physically, technically, intellectually, psychologically, and morally by the means of physical exercise. Times to improve the fitness level. Times for the achievement of highest level of performance in sports competitions. Skill-related components of physical fitness or main components of physical fitness: strength, speed, flexibility, endurance, coordination, ability. Times it is an ability of muscle to overcome or act against resistance. Example, push-up. Times strength can also be defined as the amount of force a muscle or a muscle group can exert. Strength measuring equipment: dynamometer, measuring unit, pounds. Two types of strength: static, isometric. Strength, plank, dynamic, isotonic. Strength, weighted squat. Three types of dynamic strength. Maximum strength: ability to overcome from maximum resistance of stimulus in single muscular contraction. For example, weightlifting, power lifting, etc. Explosive strength: ability to overcome resistance with high speed. Speed plus strength. For example, power lifting, sprint starts, etc. Strength endurance: ability to overcome resistance for a longer period of time under condition of fatigue. For example, long distance race, swimming, road cycling, football, hockey, etc. https www.youtube.com/watch?. V is equal to 01 TQJB 844. https www.youtube.com/watch?. V is equal to RCOP 6 Arjya. Methods of improving strength. Isotonic exercise, isokinetic exercise, isometric exercise. By D. Lom, 1945. By J. J. Perrine, 1968. By Hettinger and Muller, 1945. Isometric exercises. Times Latin words. Iso is equal to means same, metric is equal to means muscle length, isometric is equal to same length. Times the movement of muscles are not visible. Times develops tremendous amount of strength. These exercises are effective for weightlifting, gymnastics, yoga, judo, wrestling, etc. Times a group of muscles carry out tension against the other group of muscles, therefore muscles do not change their length but contraction remains in muscles. Times advantages. Times disadvantages. Introduced by Hettinger and Muller, 1945. Performed anywhere, no equipment required, less time useful for injured player, also develop static and maximum strength in short time. Difficult to monitor by coach, loss of interest because of repetitive movements, raises BP, not good for heart patients, develop static strength only. Wall sit, hold, side bridge, hold, pull, up, hold, push, up, hold. Isotonic exercises. Times Latin words. Iso is equal to means same, tonic is equal to means muscle tone, isotonic is equal to same muscle tone. Times the movement of muscles can be seen directly. Times helps in toning up and flexibility of the muscles. Times best for strength development. E.g. calisthenics exercises, running and jumping on the spot, weight training exercises, exercises with medicine ball, etc. Times most important in the field of sports. Times, it is said to perform few dynamic isotonic exercises in warm-up before starting the main workout exercises. Times advantages. Times disadvantages. Introduced by D. Lom, 1945. Muscle tone up and become flexible. Length of muscle can be or improve strength. Evaluate strength development. Equipment is very complex and expensive. Strength gained is not uniform. Chance of injury are common. Develops muscle soreness. Jumping jack, chin, UPS, medicine ball, punch, push, UP. Isokinetic exercises. Times Latin words. Iso is equal to means same, kinetic is equal to motion. Speed. Isokinetic is equal to same motion times. During these exercises, contraction of muscle or application of force and speed of doing exercises remain same throughout the range of movement. E.g. rowing, swimming, breaststroke, times a sportsman needs to apply his force throughout the movement. Times develop the strength by fixing the number of repetition and by reducing or increasing the speed. Times performed on specially designed machines. Times advantages. Fastest way to improve strength. Times disadvantages. Introduced by Perrine, 1968. Equipment. Machine is very expensive, requires expert to monitor and advise. Good for only well-trained players. Leg press, rowing, squat, cycling, leg curl. Speed. Times according to Barrow and Mukherjee, speed is the capacity of an individual to perform successive movement of the same pattern at a fast rate. 5 types of speed. Times reaction time. Ability. It is the interval of time taken between the presentation of stimulus and the initiation of the response. Time speed of action. Movement, ability to do a single movement in minimum time. Times acceleration. Ability, ability to achieve high speed of locomotion, moving from one place to another, from stationary position. Times locomotor ability, ability to maintain maximum speed of locomotion for maximum possible duration and distance. E.g. swimming, rowing. Time speed endurance, ability to do sports movement with high speed under conditions of fatigue. For example, 400 meters event. It can be cyclic, alternate movement of limbs. E.g. freestyle swim, running, or non-cyclic movement, football, handball, all games. Measuring test, reflex test, short, sprint, etc. Fast twitch. Fiber muscle, white. Also known as velocity. Types of speed. Acceleration, run, pace, run. Methods of improving speed. Reaction time, speed of action, acceleration, ability. Locomotion, ability, speed, endurance. Acceleration, run. Times to develop speed of a sprinter to achieve high speed from a stationary position. Times best for improvement of acceleration ability, which is important in high-speed sports. For e.g. sprints in track and field, swimming, handball, water polo, gymnastics, etc. Step 1. Learn the technique of start and complete running action at a slow speed. Step 2. Practice technique at high speed. Step 3. Start acceleration run method training, in which intensity, maximum, 90% and above, distance, between 20 to 60 m, duration, 4 to 6 seconds, repetitions, 3 to 4 sets of 4 to 6 repetitions, recovery, active recovery in between repetitions, and full recovery after one series of repetitions. Step 4. After finishing run, perform strength and endurance development exercises. Step 5. Cool down, stretching exercises. Times note, warm up before start, walk-in intervals for recovery. In this method, maximum speed should be achieved within 5 to 6 seconds after stationary position, and sufficient intervals should be provided between the repetitions. In case of muscle pain, discontinue training. Pace run. Times pace run means running the whole distance with a constant steady speed or pace. For e.g. 800-meter race. Times an athlete can run a distance of 300 meters at full speed, but in longer races such as 800 meters or above, he must conserve his energy by reducing the speed. Time-space training helps in improving speed along with endurance. The steps to practice pace runs are 1. Running at max speed for 10 to 20% more running track distance of an event. 2. Repetitions run near max speed with long recovery periods. 3. Pacing machines used if available. Time-space run is of two types. Pace run at maximum speed seen in short sprint races. Pace run at medium speed seen in 800 meters per 1500 meters sprint runs. It is the ability of an individual who maintained or sustained a pace activity for longer duration without undue fatigue. Important component for middle and long distance races, and it is required for almost all major games like football, hockey and basketball. 4 types of endurance on the basis of time duration of physical exercise. Speed endurance, ability to do sports movement with high speed under conditions of fatigue and oxygen debt will happen. For example, 400 meters event. Short-term endurance, anaerobic endurance, needed in sports where high-speed movement is only for short duration of time. For 45 seconds to 2 minutes. Speed endurance plus strength endurance, example, 800 meters race. Medium-term endurance, needed in sports where high-speed movement is only for medium duration of time. For 2 minutes to 11 minutes. Example, 1500 m 3000 m race, 100 meters rowing. Long-term endurance, aerobic endurance needed in sports where speed movement is for long duration of time. For 30 minutes activity or more. It is aerobic nature and speed is not high, also known as cardiovascular endurance. For example, marathon, cross-country. Measuring test distance runs or time factor races. Methods of improving endurance. Continuous training method. Interval training method. Fartlek training method. In all sports, endurance is directly or indirectly of high importance because trained players have equal skills, technical and tactical ability. Therefore, only endurance makes a difference in competition results. Continuous training, interval training, fartlek training. Oldest method introduced first by Bikila, the greatest coach and athlete of Finland in 1920, developed by introduced by Waldemar and Gressler and again modified by Reindl. This is based upon scientific principles where work is controlled through various factors: times distance, times speed of workout, times distance in interval, times duration of workout, times number of repetitions, times duration of rest, times heart rate or pulse, times mode of recovery, times slow or extensive interval method, times fast or intensive interval method. Advantage of interval training. One develops high level of aerobic and anaerobic endurance. To less time is required. 3 easy to administer. 4 rest and recovery is given importance. 5 effective for almost all the sports. 6 proper overload can be provided and applied. Continuous training. Training for longer period of time with any break or rest in between. In this method, speed or pace makes a difference. Slow continuous, fast continuous, variable continuous. Advantages. Increases glycogen, heart efficiency, capillaries, aerobic capacity of body. Disadvantages, decrease in the size of muscles and strength of the body with slow continuous training method. Fartlek training. Introduced by O. Astrand and Gosta Horner. This is effective method for the development of endurance and speed. In this method, athlete use natural resources and environment for workout. 1 is free to run from starting point at its own pace, fast or slow. and also free to close it path. Advantages. Times it's off-season training times, it develops creativity and adventure along with fitness times. This endurance training method provides experience of nature times. Athlete learn to control his speed, which is important for long-distance runners. Times develops the caliber of tackling situations. Times art of self-learning is experienced as there are lots of variations. Times natural motivations is there with lots of enjoyment. Disadvantages. Times first may cause accidents as the path is not pre-planned. Times to actual running track is missing, which is used for competitions. Times 3 coaches cannot have full check. Times 4 path may be dangerous. Times flexibility is the capacity of range of motion around articulations, joints. 2 types of flexibility. Times passive flexibility, ability to reach maximum range of a joint with external help. Example, partner stretching. Times active flexibility, ability to reach maximum range of a joint without external help. Times 2 types of active flexibility, static, toe touch, bending, yoga asana maintain phase, and dynamic, diving, gymnastics, football. Measuring equipment flexometer. Isotonic movement. Ballistic method, static stretching method. Dynamic stretching method. PNF technique. Proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Methods to improve flexibility. Active flexibility, passive flexibility. Coordination ability. It is the ability of the body to perform movement with perfection and efficiency repeatedly. Times it is a proper combination of strength, speed, endurance, and flexibility during movements to achieve efficiency and perfection. Times almost required in every sport. For example, gymnastics and diving. Times it is the ability to change movement or direction in the shortest time without getting misbalanced. Types of coordination ability. Orientation ability. Coupling ability. Reaction ability. Balanced ability. Rhythms ability. Adaptation ability. Circuit training. Times designed by G.T. Adamson and Re Morgan of Leeds University in 1957. Times the main objective of circuit training is to develop endurance and strength along with flexibility and mobility. Times according to Adamson and Morgan, circuit training is the training method in which certain exercises of various kinds are performed with or without apparatus with given dosage. Importance of circuit training. Enhance cardiovascular fitness, get maximum result in minimum time. Increase rate of metabolism. Help in strength training. Also improves flexibility and mobility. Works on all body parts in less time. Less injury risk. Circuit training station set UP. 1. Jumping jacks, legs. 2. Pull-ups, arms and shoulder. 3. Sit-ups, abdomen. 4. Skipping, legs. 5. Rope climbing, arms and shoulder. 6. Shuttle run, back. 7. Leg raises, abdomen. 8. Standing jump, explosive strength. 9. Step-ups, legs. 10. Squats, whole body.